Hey, book lovers! Welcome back to another episode of Booklicious, the podcast where we review books that stick with you long after the final page. I'm your host, and today's episode is all about a family saga that hits hard and heals slowly. Sarah Damoff's emotionally rich debut, The Bright Years. This novel has been making waves since its release in April 2025, and after reading it and crying more than once, I can safely say it's one of the most moving books I've read all year. Set across several decades, from 1958 all the way to 2019, The Bright Years is told through three central voices: Lillian, her husband Ryan, and their daughter Jet. It starts with Ryan as a boy, watching his mother escape a violent marriage. That moment defines him. Years later, in 1979, Ryan meets Lillian, a bank teller who dreams of writing, and they fall for each other in a small-town library. They open an art gallery. They start a family. On the surface, it's a picture-perfect life, but underneath, both Lillian and Ryan are hiding painful secrets. Lillian once gave up a child for adoption. Ryan is battling alcoholism, the kind that simmers for years before it explodes. When things fall apart, Ryan walks away from his family. What follows is a long and winding road of healing, heartbreak, and yes, reunion. Lillian and Jet build a new life. Ryan tries to find himself, and decades later, when the son Lillian once gave up reappears, the entire family is forced to reckon with their past. Let's talk about what makes The Bright Years stand out. First, the writing. Sarah Damoff's prose is beautiful without being overdone. It's lyrical, poetic at times, but always grounded in raw emotion. Reviewers have compared it to the likes of Mary Beth Keane and Ann Patchett. That's high praise, and it's well-deserved. Second, the characters. Each perspective, Lillian, Ryan, and Jet, feels lived in, real. You understand why they make the choices they do, even when those choices hurt. Ryan, for example, is both heartbreaking and frustrating. You want to scream at him, but you also want him to be okay. Then there's Lillian, who carries so much guilt over the son she gave up, and Jet, caught between two broken parents trying to make sense of her own identity. These aren't perfect people, they're people trying, and that makes them unforgettable. This book dives headfirst into some heavy themes, but does so with care and honesty. One big theme is generational trauma. Ryan's drinking and violent tendencies are rooted in his own childhood pain. Lillian's secrecy stems from shame, and Jet inherits both their wounds, but she also inherits their strength. Addiction is portrayed with unflinching clarity. Ryan's alcoholism isn't dramatized, it's explored. From denial to rock bottom to his attempt at redemption through AA and therapy, it feels real, and for many readers, it'll feel familiar. And finally, there's forgiveness. Not the easy movie montage kind, but the slow, uncomfortable kind that takes years and effort and vulnerability. That's what makes The Bright Years so emotionally satisfying. Critics and readers alike are loving this book. Some called it a gut punch, others a healing balm. It's been described as poetic, honest, and a roller coaster of the heart. Goodreads is full of 5-star reviews, with readers saying they cried, highlighted pages, and recommended it to everyone they know. Some reviewers did mention that certain parts of the plot, like the adoption storyline or the father's redemption arc, feel familiar, but even they agree the execution makes it feel new. If you loved books like Ask Again Yes or The Dutch House, this is for you. If you're drawn to stories about complicated families, second chances, and characters you'll think about days later, The Bright Years is your next read. It's perfect for fans of literary fiction with emotional weight and a big heart. To wrap it up, The Bright Years is not a light read, but it is a beautiful one. It's about the moments that break us and the courage it takes to put ourselves back together. Sarah Damoff has written something truly special here. A debut like this doesn't come along often. It's tender, it's powerful, and it reminds us that no matter how broken we feel, love has the power to rebuild. I'm giving it a solid 4.5 out of 5 stars. Read it, feel it, and then maybe call your parents. Thanks for joining me on this episode of Booklicious. If you enjoyed today's review, be sure to subscribe, rate us, and tell a fellow book lover about the show. Until next time, keep reading, keep feeling, and stay booklicious. Bye for now.